Hi guys, welcome to the channel tonight. We're down in Dusseldorf and we're going to be doing a flight down into LaPlama. We're going to be flying the NDB approach down in. We'll try out the NDB, see what the aircraft's like. We've updated the Zibo to the latest Zibo, so everything is all up to date and ready to go. So flight level, we're going to be going for a flight level of 340 and we'll be getting there in just over 5 hours. So don't forget to like and subscribe guys, leave your comments down below. Going to be leaving now on runway 05 right, which is just behind us. We're in the 737-800 now, so we'll go and get the aircraft all set up ready to go. So put our battery on and guarded, standby power is guarded, and put our ground power on. Go to bat and ground power, put on one pump and we'll get the APU up and running. So we'll hold that for about 3 seconds and we can let go. Get our panel lights on now. Oops, don't know what happened there. Arm the emergency lights, and we can turn the chimes on and put the seatbelts onto auto. After that we'll go and put our window heat on and our probes, and we'll set our landing altitude along with our flight level. So we're going to go for a flight level of 340 and a landing altitude down in LaPlama. If we check the charts, got a elevation of 108 and that's all set to go in, so 108, so we'll leave that at 100, which is cool. 340, there's the APU, so we can get that on, put the APU gen on as well, get the IRS all started too. Now we'll go over into the FMC and get the route all planned and ready to go. There we go. Get our back panel lights. There we go. So everything looks all nice. Go and get the ATIS for the airport. Echo Delta Delta Lima. We'll send that. We're going to go into Golf Charlie Lima Alpha. For our departure, we're going to be leaving runway 05 right, and we are going to be taking out the Kuman 4 Zulu. From there we'll go to our route and we'll get the flight plan all put in. Okay, so we'll go to our departure now. We're going from 05 right and we're going to take the Modra 6 Zulu. That'll take us to Modru. Then we'll go into our route. We've got the Zulu 717, so put the Zulu 717 in, which is then going to take us to Maz. From there we've got the uniform Mike 617, which take us to Bhopal. After that we've got the uniform Mike 617. Okay, so we'll put in our weights, we'll get our reserves. We've got 360, we're going to go up on the clock. On our M1 limit, we'll get that all set up, get full takeoff as we're going to need it with our weight. We're going to go for flaps 5, we'll set our cost index and everything, which is all set, and then we'll get our trim all done. So we've got a 147, a 148 and a 156, so we'll bug that now. 156 for V2. We're going to be leaving out on the 053, so we can set that up too. Okay, 053, we've got on our panel lights as well, and we'll check the ATIS in just a sec so we can get everything all set up there, get the QNH all put in. So trim is 6.25. Okay, leave it there, which is all set. We'll get our ATIS information so we can then check all of that. So QNH is 1024, we'll get that banged in right now. Okay, 1024. 1024, which is checked. Variable 05, 080 at 11 knots. So we'll go put that in. 080 at 11 knots. Which is the runway wind. We'll go back and check our speeds. Nothing's changed there. 147 for V1 and 148 for V2. So all that's set, put the auto brake to RTO, we can turn on our flight directors. 053 on the course, we're going for a flight level of 360. Okay, which is now all set. We'll turn on our pumps, we can set the yaw damper on, as that's all set and done. And we're about ready to go now, guys. So we'll get the strobes to steady and we'll call the tug to come and get us out. Okay, so the tug's now going to drive up and everything's all set on here, ready to go. We'll keep one pack on just until we push back. So it should be a good day of flying. What we can do is we can test all of our lights. Okay, and we'll quickly test our GPWRS system.
Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Obstacle, obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Okay, parking brake is already set. Okay, so we'll test the fine. Okay, so ready to go now. So we'll take the packs off. As I noticed, usually I'd leave one on and turn off the one I'm going to start.
Now
It won't work
connected,
yesterday.
bypass pin inserted, release parking brake.
Okay, so let's release parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and start engine number 2 now. So engine number 2 has now come. We can turn on our 8 collisions as well. The aircraft's now starting to turn us. So engine number 2 is on. So what we'll do now is we'll go for engine number 1. Okay, so engine number 2 now has come alive, so put the packs back on, put the isolation valve to auto, switch over on the AP Gen DCs, and we'll turn the APU bleed off with the APU. Everything's all good to go here. We'll wait for the tug to push us back, and then we'll go ahead and taxi on out. So whilst that's all getting done, we'll go into plan mode, and we can have a little look at what's going to go on once we leave the runway. We'll check the SID on the way out, as we've got that as well for the SID for the Modru 6 Zulu. So basically we're going to be on the 052 radial to 6 dear me to Dusseldorf. I'll tell him that's okay. From there we'll be on track for the 007 to 12.7 DME from Dusseldorf. And then we'll be going on for the 242 track to VBEX. There's VBEX where we'll go on to
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
See you soon. Bye bye. Then we're going to turn on the track of the 199. Or on here is the 198, which is then going to take us to NetX. And from NetX we'll go to Modru. And there you can see there's constraints front of 210 above, and yeah, So we're all set up, ready to go. So we can turn the plan back onto map, get that all set, we'll get our taxi charts, as we are literally right here ready to turn right. So, leaving the airport, there's a Papa 4 which is right here in front of us. So we'll turn onto the Papa 4, then make a left turn which will take us all the way down Mike, we'll turn right onto the Lima 9, and then we'll be all lined up ready for 05 right. So, fairly simple, should be nice and straightforward. So, we'll bring the throttles over, and we'll take a wing view look at the flaps for flaps 5. Okay, so flaps are down, we can do our systems check very quick. So we've got full left, full right, full forward, full back, rudder left and rudder right, so they're all working fine. There we go. Okay, so we're all practically ready to go. So we'll release the brake and now we'll start to power on up. Turn on our taxi lights. So make a right turn here. Then we'll go straight into a left. So follow it. Okay, so here we are at the Lima 9. We'll just slow before the hold and then we can get all our lights on ready to go. We're using the 4K model today of the 737, and we're also flying in 4K, so it should make do with the Vulkan. It's quite handy. So as you can see over there on the plaque, there's a Lima 9. And then there's a 05 left, just over the way. Okay. So we're all set to basically go now, so we'll get our lights all on. So we'll turn our landing lights on, runway turn off, strobes can go to steady, wing and wheel well, and we'll tell the cabin to get ready. Before I forget, we'll turn the TCAS on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, thank you very much. So just reset our views. So here we are now. Runway 05 right. So what we can do is we'll turn on the auto throttle to arm, set the L11 ready to go out now. So brakes released, go to 45% and toga. Airspeed live.
80 knots.
Check. Throttle hold. 100. He's back on the column.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
400.
Check. Okay, so we'll go in with the flight director now.
1000.
Check. Okay, so there's a throttle reduction. Got a little bit of wind on our way out. Now the aircraft will start to climb. So what we can do is we'll turn our auto brake to off, and we'll turn the gear off as well. So there's our flaps 2. Okay, there's our flaps 1. And we're going to get ready to go onto that left turn now. Okay, there's our flaps up. Going on to that left now as we leave the airport. As we're following the constraints out. So we're going to nose down just a little. Stay on par with our speed as it goes up to 2.4. Once we get to 2.5 near, then we'll see the flight director start to lift up. Still flying the aircraft manually. Keeping it nice and stable. Thing is, when you're using Vulkan, I've noticed that the ortho scenery's really been downgraded, so I haven't used any scenery in this one. I think there's some orthos down in the LaPlama Grand Canaria area. Okay, so now we'll back off, keep it on track with the flight director. Passing through 6,000 feet. Got a little bit of wind as we get back on par. Sometimes it's nice to fly the aircraft out manually. As you can see, there is a little bit of wind. 11 knots coming from the right. But the aircraft's maintainable. So we're going to that left turn now. The update seems to be a lot more stable, the aircraft. I've noticed that it is actually turned in really well. The updates get better and better with the ZiboMods. And the systems are so advanced that you can fly them exactly how you would, which is really good. So we're still flying the flight director, we're still following it, and it's doing actually a really good job of keeping us on profile, holding stable at 250, just slowly monitoring the flight directions. Okay. There we go, back into that left. Now we'll start to nose down just a little as the aircraft's going to pick up speed. So as we go into that turn, we can go ahead and turn off our landing lights, runway turn-offs, taxis, and we will. Okay, so just passing through 13,004. Got a little bit of turbulence. Okay, coming through 15,000 feet now. The aircraft's nice and stable, just hitting a little bit rough air as we pass through. Okay, so we'll cross over just a little bit as we come round onto that left turn. And on our constraints now, well, flight level 176 for V-bank, and we're at 16.3, so we're on profile, right where we need to be. As you can see, we're going to go through just a light little patch of rough air just as we cross past V-bank. Coming through 19,000 feet now. QNH is on to standard, auto brakes off, gear is off as well. First opposite side is done in 2. As we're on our way now to Palma. Should be good for the approach for the NDB. We'll set that all up on the arrival charts. But the NDB frequency is 389. Need to use the DME as well, so the VRR will be required, which is a 112.4. Bravo Victor, even though it's Bravo X-ray, that's fine. Transition off down at our initial, which is Araku, which is the initial approach fix. From Araku, then we'll follow around the arc, then we'll take on to the 351. And the initial fix is 16 DME of the runway, as it's off centre. By 14 degrees from the right centre line. So, we've got everything all there. And we'll be all set to come in when we do actually get there. Piercing through the clouds now. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Right now we're just getting ready to come down on the arrival. We're already into the star, and we're just passing now for brick as we go into our top of descent. So we'll start lowering the altitude as we already started a partial descent. We'll take it down to 5,000, 4,005, and we'll see if the descent now's there. We can descend now, so we'll execute that in. And we're going to go down to Araku, where we've got a hold, and then we'll configure the aircraft up as we come down and then get everything all set up ready to come in. So, open the speed brake, just bring our rate of descent down. Okay. So we'll lock them back in now. So coming down now from 30. Have a look on our constraints. We've got Raku 230 at 8,006, and then 4,500 above is after we leave Araku. So we're all set to come in for the approach, coming in on the NDB, so we can get that all set up. Minimums would be 1,600, so we'll put that in now, get our minimums all set. Put that to 1640. So it just gives us that gap between us and the minimums. Okay, there's 1640. Now we'll painstakingly go do it again on the other side. Okay, 640. We'll go in and get the ATIS now. So, Golf Charlie Lima Alpha. Send that off. As we wait, coming through 280. Come down 4,500 feet, as we've set here for Araku. Once we pass, then we'll start to go down onto the descent. And we'll follow through, so staying down 272 knots. So we've got 1600 for the minimums. When we come down from Combo, we've hit Brick, and then we'll come down to Araku, which is the initial approach fix. Then from Araku, we'll then go round on the arc, follow it round 4,500 feet. Where we'll then hit our initial fix, which is 16 DME away from LaPlama. And then we'll intercept onto the 351, come down to 3004 by the time we get to 8.5 DME, and then we'll be disconnected by the time we get to our minimums. If not, then we'll do the missed approach. So we'll set auto brake at number 2. Let's have a look and see what our speeds are. So on our speeds, so we need to take one off that, so it would be 72.4. Okay, so we'll go for flaps 30 at 155. Check the weather just to have a look quickly. 01011, yeah, that's fine. QNH is 1018. So set the QNH now. 1018, which is set. I'm going to switch them over, which is set on the other side as well. So there's our barrow 1600 and our QNH. So the aircraft is nearly configured. What we can do is as well, we'll now stick in, because we need the DME and VOR is required. So put in the NDB, which is 389. Okay, so we'll get them in. And for the VORs, it is a 112.4. Okay, so there is LaPlama. We are currently 59 DME away. It's coming through 240 now. So we'll put our engine start switches to continuous. Tell the flight deck to get ready as we come down. As we get a little bit closer, after from Araku, then we'll tell you what, we'll do it just like it says. So we'll go into the hold at Araku. And then from there, that'll be the 224, which will be inbound. Right turns, everything all good there. We'll take it off the profile, and we'll come down to 4,500 feet. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to go down, going to do one full circle, and then we'll head back on track. It'll be at 8,005 when we go into the hold at Araku, and we'll come down to 4,500. So we've got our start switches which are continuous. We've alerted the cabin to tell them that we're down and coming down on our descent. Set the courses for the approach. So the final approach course is 351. It's 14 degrees off. So put the 351 in. Like so. Okay, which is set. Now we've also got everything all set up here, ready to come in. So the inbound will be the 224 for the hold, even though it said 225. We'll do one right turn. Actually, we need to make that a left turn. Okay, there we go. Auto brake set number 2. The aircraft is practically all configured now to come in. As using the real-time weather as well. And for the hold, HC230. So there's a decel. Okay, so we'll turn off our anti-ice now as we're coming down through 13,000 on the decel on our descent. 230 out of Raku, which is fine. Target speed, put it down to 230. Okay, so we don't need to decel that. We'll just slowly let the aircraft slow down its descent. So we're going to hit the hold and then we're basically going to follow it round. And then we're going to arc round the bend onto the 351. So we're all set up practically for the NDB. There's our 2-3. So we'll follow our check markers down through. 4005 is the first one. We'll be at 4005 until we're 16 DME, which is the initial fix. From there, that's where we'll make the right turn. Inbound and come straight down. If we have a look on here, it says the 351, and there's the 351 to intercept. 23 DME away. 16 DME is when we will be at 4,000, and right by that right turn. So we're coming now, as you can see. That's where everything's going to start getting fun. We'll make sure that we're at 4,500 when we come down off this part onto the final stretch. Okay, coming down through 10,000, so I'll put our landing lights on, runway turn-offs, taxis, and everything else is all good to go. So we're going to go into the hold now. As we see, if you go on the hold here, you can see that we're going to do. Then once we go into it, then we can arm it to exit as well. So we're just above the clouds as we come around for that left turn. So into the hold we go. So the aircraft will maintain 8,005. When we're getting ready to leave, then we'll come down to 4,005. I'm going to run this approach with the LNAV and VNAV on. Okay, so we'll make our final left turn, alarm the hold now, so we're going to come out of that. And then we'll come down from Araku, then we'll make our way down to 4,005. Going inbound on the 224. So over the ocean we come. So get ready for that lovely approach in. As we pass Araku, as we've got the hold disarmed to come out, and we can see on the hold as well the exit is harmed, so we're all ready to go, carry on with the NDB approach. 24 DME away now as we get back on track. Now we can go and check the weather. So, weather 01011, as we can see, 1018, which was on the QNH, which is already set, which is good. So everything's all good, broken at 3000, 340, variable 060. Okay. So we're all set, ready to come in. I wanted to fly this approach specifically just to see the NDB set up properly and to make sure that it does exactly. So there we go. Now we're going to go back onto our profile. So we'll start our descent down now to 4,500, and then a few DME away from 16. We'll then put the 3,400 in, and then when we get a few DME away from 3,400 at 8.5 DME, then we'll go down to our minimums, and then we'll disconnect before then. So it's mainly more of a monitoring purpose for the NDB. You're mainly just watching, monitoring, making sure everything goes accordingly. So right now we're on a 253. The airport will be right just over there, and we're all set to come. Okay, passing through 7,000 now. So we'll lower our map now. As you can see, there's a decel where we'll then decel down to 213 knots on that right turn. So we're all ready to intercept. So once we go past our DME 16 onto the intercept, then we'll be all set, ready to come in, and then we'll lower it down to 3,004. So the aircraft will use the LNAV and VNAV profile for the NDB. So we'll now set the QNHs back to 1018. Landing lights and everything's on. So we've got a QNH which is 1018, which is all good. So we'll go down to 3,004 now, which is fine. And we'll go on to the 351. Okay, there's 351. So we've got the altimeter, which is 1018, which is cross-checked on either side. We've got the course frequency for the VOR, which is 351 for the final approach track. We've slowed down to our flaps up speed now. We've got the auto brake set to number 2. We've got the NDB frequency, which is 389, cross-checked on either side, with the VORs at a 112.40, which is checked. We're all set to come in now. The aircraft will continue its path down to 4,500 feet, and then 3,004 above. Okay, so the aircraft will start descending now. Okay, so taking out flaps 5 now, just to get us down 4,500 above. So now what we'll do is we'll go down to our 1,006, which will keep at 1,007. The airport should come into view at any moment now. There we go, down we come. The aircraft's following the profile down to our minimums, and we are 8 DME away at 8.5, 3004, so we're on profile. Okay, so go flaps 15, get down. $1,600. We need to be off. There's a runway right there. So we have the runway in view.
1,000 to go.
Down to a flaps 25.
2,500.
And we got the speed brake, which is armed. Auto brake is set. Still continue our descent on the VNAV and the ONAV. Okay, now we'll go to flaps 30. Okay, we've got the airport in sight. Got just a little bit of wind. Our ref was 155 plus 5, 160. Okay, we'll put it on to max as we'll get down. Pretty shifty. Okay, so we're near to our minimums now. We've got the airport in sight, so disconnect. Okay, and now I have full control of the aircraft.
Minimums.
Continue. Okay, so we're all set now to go. Put our missed approach to 3,000. And we'll start coming down. As we get ready for that turn, hold it nice and stable. Just slight winds. So there's our 160.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Check. Okay, coming for that right turn now.
400. 300. 200.
Take rate.
100. 50.
Take rate.
40. 30. 20. 10.
Because we're on a hill, probably float a little. But if we just hold it, there we go. So speed brakes are up and reverses are normal.
$80 knots.
Okay, put the reverses out. And we'll taxi on down now to the end of the runway. Turn the auto brake off now. And there we are, guys, down in LaPlama for our Friday night flight of the night. Okay, so speed brakes back in. Now we'll taxi on up to the runoff, and then we can get out of it. So we'll retract the flaps. Can turn off our weather radar now, as we don't need that. Okay, so there we have it, guys, down in LaPlama. So now it's time for our landing cinematics. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I'll see you all when we get down for our taxi to the gate. So I'll see you all in just a sec. And there they are, guys, down in LaPlama for the flight of the evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Leave your comments down below. And have a great weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Take care for now. Bye bye.